So if you make $1 billion, you pay 900 million.
The owners of Apple are rich. But who's paying for that? There are people that are paying for that.
Is $400 billion when we have people sleeping out on the streets?
You went to live to the most expensive city on earth and then you're homeless. Just change city. Welcome back to Unpopular Opinion, and today we're gonna comment on Bernie Sanders keeping saying that if we want to achieve our dreams, we need to tax the richest, the billionaires. And from the perspective of a former economic student and a currently poor person, I will explain you why this is the wrongest possible way to save the world.
That there should be no billionaires.
Yes.
No one should be a billionaire.
Yes.
If they pay their taxes and they are successful, what's wrong with that?
Well,
Okay, the first problem about not having billionaires is that no one will have that incentive to make money. Okay, people don't get billionaire just overnight. They have to work on their capital little by little, and this capital is the reason why you have progress, why you have technology. If you want the phone with it, you can call your relatives. If you want the car to go to the grocery shop, you need the capitalism. Okay, this is not necessarily a bad thing, and I'm not saying that rich people have to take advantage of this power, but if you don't believe in their existence, then you cannot have the car. Okay, you cannot have everything that was made possible by these crazy rich people that were following money.
you had a tax structure that was fair, they would not be billionaires. Look, here's what's wrong with it. What's wrong with it is if you work hard, you're into money, you make a successful business, should you be rich? Fine. But really, I think
But there should be a cap. Where do you put the cap?
Well, I just said for a start, they should not be billionaires. So the cap
you
would
could
be...
have-
So billionaire not. If you have 900 millions, it's everything okay. But if you're a billionaire, every cent that you make above 1 billion, they should just take it off. Okay, it's for free to the state. Then the state can use that money in whichever way it wants. Okay, the state has freedom about how to use that money, and sometimes, like in Italy, they completely waste the money they use. But if you are rich, you don't have this freedom. Okay, you have to depend on the state. Okay, to make the progress that you're trying to do with your company, and then that your state is probably slowing down, like in every country.
500 million or 200 million?
I'm not writing tax reform here, but I do think that it's insane and absurd that you got people with hundreds of billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars. I think that is the system.
If they gain that, I mean, at the end it's just, proportion. If I decided to sell €1, one thing at €1 to all the world, and they get 7 billions of dollars, of euros, like, it's fair. I mean, why shouldn't be unfair? Okay, Bill Gates was an entrepreneur that instead of selling the license of Microsoft, he decided to get $1 for every computer sold. And if they would have sold just 100 copies, he would have been poor. I mean, he was rich for the family, but he would not have been that successful. But by that, he became rich because many people bought a Microsoft software, and dollar by dollar, he became that billionaire. Okay, if you decide just to break these things, then people will just accept low money, and they will have no incentive to create more progress, more technology. And the second point is, okay, like the owners of Apple are rich. Okay, it's fair. But who's paying for that? I mean, who's paying the iPhone? Who's paying the Macintosh, the computers? Okay, there are people that are paying for that. So if you wanted to tax the rich, then how you're gonna spend the money that you're gonna get on an iPhone that is gonna give money again to the owner of Apple, that then is gonna give this money back to the state, that is gonna give the money to you. So there is this consumism the circle of the consumer, where we are just spending the money of the rich to giving them again to the rich people. So what's the problem with that?
Cannot afford them. We can't afford them. We got 500,000 people in America who are homeless. We got 85 million people who can't afford health insurance. And that so few control so much of the wealth is, to me, economically and morally wrong. And I don't think
But this is not a critics about America and that kind of model of consumerism and so on. But I mean, people, I'm not saying that people have they decide to be poor, but they are not building your welfare. Okay, they decide to spend money on an iPhone instead of spending on on being educated about something, on learning a new skill. And I have plenty of people around me that they complain about the many taxes, and then they spend what they have in going to the restaurant, in buying a new clothes. Okay, and so you're basically giving the money to the rich people that you are complaining that they are not taxed enough. You're deciding to give those money to them. Okay, I have a very bad phone there that is worthy 200 euros. Okay, so I'm just giving the money to who deserves to get the money. And if you can provide me at that price a good phone, it's okay for me. But if you want to get the status, by going to expensive restaurants, to buy expensive clothes, then you cannot complain that people are getting rich over you, because you are the fault. It's not the system.
At a time of massive income and wealth inequality, you don't give tax breaks to billionaires. You demand that they start paying their fair share of taxes. And one of the problems that we have...
But the money will still go back to them, okay? Because you're gonna still buy the things that you want. You're gonna still buy from Amazon, okay? And then the guy of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, will get richer, okay? You decide to give those money to them.
Not just an American issue, it's a global issue. A lot of these billionaires are hiding their money in tax havens in the Cayman Islands and elsewhere.
Hiding money in tax havens. Like, if you find a country with a fiscal situation that is, more appealing to you, why you're hiding money? You just go to the best place. If you have to go to the grocery shop, you go to the supermarket with the best cost efficiency, the price. Where you can find the best prices. You don't stay in the country that is taxing you the most. Then for what? Like, many of these companies are completely, disconnected from the countries. Okay, they sell all around the world, sometimes digital products. So why you as a country need to get money for that if you're doing nothing? Okay, because many situations, like in Italy, you don't make money because of the state. You make money despite the state, and there is a huge difference.
So if you make $1 billion, you pay 900 million.
No, that's not what it means. It means on your $900 million, you're going to pay 90%.
Yeah, you understood, like, you have to give 90% of what you earn to the state, not on your first dollars. But what's the difference? Who decides when you get rich? And then you're creating these incentives to become poor. Okay, I can see, like, all around me, people in Italy especially, they don't want to start a business because they know that by starting a business you will have the most terrible path ahead of you as possible. While if you just get a job in the public, okay, especially in Italy, when you get a public job, you're one of the richest people in the earth, because you have so many bonuses, so many helps and supports from the state that it's better to be just very low tier employee in the public working for the state than being an entrepreneur. And this is the wrongest thing that you are doing. You're creating a system where people are encouraged to work for someone instead of being someone to work for. And if you do that, then you will have a lot of employees that they have no work. Like in Italy, they have no job. Why? Because all the companies are going away, because they cannot pay you, they cannot afford you to pay anymore, because you, as a worker, you're too expensive, and as an entrepreneur, you're receiving so many taxes that you have no clue how to survive.
Globally, the top 1% owns more wealth than the bottom 95%. We should not have billionaires. We can literally abolish poverty right now if we have the courage to make sure that this new technology, the creation of wealth, goes...
This is something true in theory, but in the practice, no. Because even if we don't accept it, there are many people that they work hard to be poor. I'm not joking, okay? There are people that if you give them money, they will become poor again in a matter of 1 month, okay? They will buy expensive car, expensive restaurants, and then they will not have money again to pay the rent. Okay, that's the problem, that people don't have a financial education about how to use their money. Okay, instead, we're just giving credit to someone that say, yeah, let's tax the rich, but he doesn't understand how money actually work. Okay, and I'm a poor person. I have all the interest to tell you, yeah, let's tax the let's tax the rich people and give money to the poor people. That is me. But I'm working hard to to make my little capital. And how can I do that? How can I be encouraged to do that if then I will be taxed so much that I have to give, I mean, the big part of my money to the state, and my employee friends will be richer than me. I have no encouragement in this way.
We should not have billionaires. Must the idea that somebody now has 300, whatever it is, $400 billion when we have people sleeping out on the streets?
But you cannot make the comparison. It's not linked, okay? There are people that are sleeping in the street because they made bad decisions in life, because no one is so, I mean, you have to, it's not only about luck, okay? Even in America, like something that I don't understand about America, especially cities like New York, is that, you went to live to the most expensive city on earth, and then you're homeless. Just change city, okay? There are many cities that are offering you even to be a homeless but a better price, okay? There are eco villages all around the world that they welcome people with nothing, homeless people that just they are starving, they need the help, and they take them, they welcome them, and they provide them food. They have just to work and they can get, that piece of food, of water, of drink. There is no problem with that. So why you decided to be a homeless in America when you can be a someone with a home somewhere else? Okay, so there is a part of decision making in your process to be poor. It's not something that comes from the sky. Okay, one day you're just poor. You're taking many decisions wrong and you're skipping taking them. So someone that say Elon Musk cannot be rich, that is someone that he can even have started from the top. He had a rich family. Okay, but he built something. Okay, his father was rich. Okay, he's building rockets now. Elon Musk is building rockets now. So tell me which is the link, okay, with people that just, probably they didn't want to work, they were alcoholic, they were smoking all the time, and at some point they end up on the street. You cannot make the comparison for that. I cannot ask Elon Musk to give money to these people that they're gonna waste their money anyway, okay? This is the true thing. Of course, we don't want inequality. We want people to be all rich, to have access to all the resources. Don't misunderstand my words. But at the same time, we need to build a system where people are encouraged to get rich and to increase the progress in the technology in our world. Because with the technology, then we can create food at a lower price. And this should be the goal. Okay, not have everyone rich, but that even the poor people can afford the minimum to live. This is the goal, not just taxing the people that are creating the progress because you want to buy a new iPhone. And this is the reality. I'm sorry to say that, but this is unpopular opinion, and I hope that respectfully you can tell me in the comments what you think.